Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got gameplay with Black Yellow Luffy versus Red Shanks in the OP09 meta. Opponent chooses to go first here. We got a couple Luffys, we got a Searcher and a 2K. So we're going to play out an Uda. Shanks is a defensive leader. Once per turn on opponent's attack, they can give a minus 1,000 to any character or leader. So they got a Hongo 2K from their Uda search. We draw into the 8 drop Gecko. I'm going to use the search event here to get a little Luffy. I'm going to play out a Flampe, taking a life and drawing a card, passing it back. So now we have two of the little Luffys, three big Luffys, a Gecko, and a Kuzan in hand. Opponent's at 3 Dawn. So Flampe's nice. It's a 2K, but it also can help you get down through your life a little bit. So they're going to go 5 into life here. Gonna take that. Got another 2K. Just going to pass it back. We're at 4 Dawn here. Debating here because if we can swing a 5, but only one's going to get through. So we're going to put 3 on our leader. Attacking 8 into life here. And then we're going to play out another Flampy, taking a life. Got another Savo, and then the 10 drop Kuzan. So we're being a little risky here going down this early into life. Especially before we get to 8 Dawn. Like, we've got stuff we can utilize, like the Savos and the Luffys. They're going to play out a Building Snake here. They can put that at the bottom of their deck to give something minus 3,000 power. Similar to like Gordon and Raise Max. Gonna play out another Building Snake, and it's passing the turn to us. So now we got quite a stack of hand. We're gonna play out a Sabo here, drawing 2, trashing 2. We're gonna trash a Luffy and a Kuzan. I'm just gonna put 1 on our leader and go 6 into 5 here. They're gonna give us a 2K, and we're just gonna pass it back. So the problem with Black Sabo here with the blocker is their Ben Beckman trashes and doesn't KO. So they can easily remove that if they have the Ben Beckman. Got a lot of cards in hand, just not the greatest to counter. So they're gonna play out a Lucky Roo here and just pass it back to us. Alright, so we draw a little Sabo here. We're gonna play out another Sabo. We're gonna trash the Nami and debating the one Luffy from starter deck. And we're just gonna put 3 onto our leader and go 8 into life here. That way, if they use their Lucky Roo, they can't KO our Sabo. So I gotta take that hit. We just pass it back. So the opponents deployed a lot of like or power reduction stuff, but nothing yet as far as like Ben Beckman's or Newgate or Silvers. It looks like they're at 9 Dawn. So I'm gonna go 5 into life here. We're just fading. We're just giving him a 1K. A little Sabo here. So it looks like they played a Yasop, giving their leader plus 1,000 for the rotation, leaving 4 Dawn open. So now we're at 10 Dawn here. We have 1 life still. So we're going to play out the Hayori, taking our top life, and then we're going to put... What do we want to put? We're going to put the Rocket Luffy on top of life, and then we're going to play out a little Luffy here over top of the Hiyori using the effect. So we can get rid of a 4 cost if we want to. So we're going to put 2 onto our leader here. Checking to see what we had in the trash. So we're going to use the Rocket Luffy to get rid of their blocker. And we're going to see if I can go to the Sabo. Now we can use leader effect. Get rid of the Kuzan. We're going to put a Sabo and a Luffy into life. We're going to play out the Luffy and the little Sabo. Going to use the effects here, giving our leader power boost. Doing another Sabo. And then we got to trash 2 cards. So we're going to trash a Sabo and a Rocket Luffy. Now our leader gets plus 6,000 for the rotation, making it a 13k swing. And we still have the Sabo blockers. They take that hit, we just pass it back to them. Our leader's at 11k on their turn. Oh, we're going to use the Rocket, or the Luffy ability to give it 2,000 power boost. So we still have the 2 geckos in hand that we can rotate. So I play a 10-drop Shanks here. So technically the only swing they have is the Shanks, the 10-drop. We have the 10-drop Kuzan, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm hit or miss on the card. I understand the purpose of it in the deck. I would just rather have another 2k personally. The Gecko's solid. We do have the Raigo for the to answer the Shanks next turn. Just waiting for the opponent to see what they want to do. Looks like they just pass it back to us, which is fine. Draw 2k. We're going to use that Raigo here and get rid of their 10-drop Shanks. And now we're going to use the Luffy effect. We're going to put 1 on it, making it a 9k swing into life here. So they do counter out. We're going to put the remaining 3 on our leader. We're going to use the effect here. Going to trash that 10-drop. We're going to put Rocket Luffy and Sabo into top of our life. And now we're just going to swing 8. Our leader doesn't get a power boost for this rotation, but we do have 2 Sabos. We have a couple 2Ks in hand, so... And the opponent took that hit, and we just pass it back to him. So next turn we can deploy the Gecko and getting the little Sabo and Luffy back. Opponent's got 6 cards left in hand, 1 life. They got a lot of cost reduction on the field, or power reduction, but they haven't really utilized anything from hand yet. But with 2 blockers up, they're going to deploy another 10-drop Shanks. We're going to go into the Luffy here, debating if we want to give him a blocker. We're just going to let him have that. Now they have 2 more swings if they want it. We're going to go 6 into life with the Yasop. We're going to give him a 2k. And now they have a 5k swing with their leader. Which we can't use our blockers. I mean, we can, but they would be removed. So we're just going to give him a 1k. Opponent passes back to us. We do draw another Sabo here. First thing, we're going to deploy the Gecko. We're going to get little Sabo back. And then we got to remove one of the Flampes. And then we're going to get little Luffy, doing the same thing. And now we're going to use the little Luffy, little Sabo. Draw 2, trash 2. Yep, now we're going to trash that to get that. Earlier's got plus 4,000 for the rotation. Going to put 2 on it. It's an 11k swing. We're going to activate leader effect here. Getting rid of the Flampy, and we're going to just put the Sabo and then the other Luffy into life and go 11 into 5 here. We got 3 Sabo blockers up. They cannot be KO'd, but they can be trashed with Ben Beckman, so. But that Rocket Luffy is not protected. So they're going to go 12 here. We're going to skim the block. So we have another Gecko in hand. If our life isn't touched, which we don't have to allow it, depending on what the opponent plays out here, because we do have 2 Sabo blockers. What do they do? They put a Building Snake at the bottom of their deck to give our Rocket Luffy -3. Okay. So this is why it's important when we sequence things that we should have had, and I did it here too. The Sabo should be the bottom life, so that way it's the last thing gets played out, protecting the entire board. Because here we left the Rocket Luffy vulnerable to removal, and the opponent capitalized on it with silvers. So we're just going to chip 8. They have no blockers, so we're just going to go 8. Get a couple cards out of hand. We're going to give it -1, then counter out. They have 4 cards in hand. We're going to deploy another Gecko. We're going to do the same thing. Bring back the little Sabo. Bring back little Luffy. We're going to trash the rested Gecko. Doing black, yellow, Luffy things. Giving our leader 4k for the rotation. Going to use the... So we're going to swing 11 into life here. See if they can get out of it. I mean, it's possible. But we have 3 blockers that cannot be KO'd. So opponent just ran out of counter there. But yeah, it's important when you're sequencing your into the life cards. Your Sabo should be the last life, your bottom life. Because here I left the Luffy vulnerable again to another removal. But yeah, Black Yellow Luffy was able to outpace Shanks. The Rygos come in clutch when you're just simple, easy 6 Dawn removal to get rid of their 10-drop Shanks. Pretty good showing here for Black Yellow Luffy in the OP09 meta. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys in the next one.